Kia ora, Dan. So good to have you here today to share with us your Dunedin story. And we'll get right to the chase. Tell us who you are and what it is that makes you unique to Dunedin and what you do.
I think everyone's unique, but my story, I guess, is that from the accent, obviously you can tell that I'm not from here. I moved here in 2011. I tell everyone that I came over for my Tyndall stag do and got left behind. But I came over here with the mother of my children. She's from here. We came here to do the family thing. My career background, business background is in recruitment. And so I worked in recruitment in the UK, worked in recruitment in Australia. And then when the mother of my children decided to move to Dunedin to raise our kids, I was like, oh, is that it? Is this the end of my recruitment career? You know, moving to a city of what was 120,000 people at that time. Surely everyone knows everyone. Where do I sort of fit into this realm? And lo and behold, actually, there was a niche that wasn't really being covered. And that's where I sort of fit in, basically. And so the move to Dunedin has not just been immensely successful from a family perspective, but also from a business perspective in a way that I couldn't imagine. And now I look back and it's like, I can't imagine raising my kids anywhere else in the world. It's a pretty unique space. Yeah.
So Platinum Recruitment, how long have you been around and what is it about Platinum that makes it unique?
Yeah, so I guess I've worked in recruitment for 20 odd plus years now, 25 years maybe, more. Ouch. So a wee while, and I guess that's allowed me to work with some fantastic people all over the world, and it's allowed me to work with some awesome companies all around the world. And I guess I've seen some of those things that work and some of those things that don't work, and having been in the industry for so long, kind of felt natural that at some point I would take the helm myself. I'd opened up businesses for other people before, and so this represented an opportunity for me to open up my business. And I guess it was very much my vision that sort of has got us to where we are. And over the more recent years, I've absolutely tried to encourage everyone else around me to be part of that vision and add to that vision. And to be fair, it's really more their vision now than mine. I kind of always felt like the business was another child. What do you want of your child? You want your child to grow up and be able to run free. And that's kind of what I want in recruitment, really. The initial sort of founding of it, though, really worked really well for being here in Dunedin. I operate a much more sort of relationship-based style of recruitment, not so transactional as recruitment can be. And to be fair, in the transactional space, you can make a lot of money that way. I wasn't really that fussed about making a whole heap of cash. Enough to get by was absolutely fine, but I wanted to build a really cool brand that people like being a part of as an employee, but also a really cool brand that our partners, recruitment partners, were really proud to be part of. And we're always proud to be able to represent their brands. So for them to be proud to have us part of their business, it's an extension of their business. That's really cool. And that worked really, really well for Dunedin. I've always said that I couldn't have started Platinum Recruitment anywhere else, really, because Dunedin is this wonderful community where people do take the time to listen and engage with you. And so we didn't need to be transactional. We could take our time and be more relationship orientated and choose who we work with, and they would choose us, hopefully, and they have done. So very, very proud of my team to be able to sort of keep that going.
And I think something that we've been hearing a lot recently is it's not really a competitive market. We're a very co-opetition environment. So there is a few other recruitment agencies, of course, but guarantee we'll find you hanging out at the pub together, perhaps having a beer.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah, everyone kind of knows everyone, and it is that kind of friendly competition. I think I've always kind of been that kind of person anyway. When I was in the UK, I certainly welcomed the opportunity to rub shoulders with my competition, and also in Australia as well. Not necessarily, your competition might not necessarily want to not rub shoulders with you, but over here, like, you know, if we went to a business after 5 through the Chamber of Commerce, then absolutely everyone's rubbing shoulders with each other and we're all chatting, yarning, and I've got good mates that work for other recruitment companies.
Yeah, that's right. So thinking about the recruitment industry and the future of it, what is sort of going on, and is there a technology challenge? Is there a global element to the future of what you're doing, or?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. I'm real passionate about what I do. I love what I do. I love working in the recruitment space. I love being able to bring people into the industry as well and see them do really well. But I've loved seeing the changes in the industry over the years as well. So when I got into the recruitment industry 25 plus years ago, I joined a company in the UK, and they'd already been around for 30 odd years. And when they were first going out recruiting for firms, this was pre-mobile phones, pre-internet. They had a room not so dissimilar to this with typists in who would type up people's CVs after they got them in off the street to interview them out of hours. And then they would drive down the M4 and ring a bell like they're the sandwich person. These hiring managers would come out who work for IBM and all these other big companies and say, right, we need staff. Who have you got? Here's a CV that's been typed up. Right, we'll hire that person.
Wow.
Can they start next week?
Oh, that's
They'd have to
incredible.
go home. You couldn't manage a whole interview process like you can do these days because the person's got a phone at home. It's the only way to contact them. So you can only contact them out of hours.
Wow.
And so very different sort of setup to today. And the internet has changed so much, obviously, in so many different realms. But now with artificial intelligence coming in, it's really exciting, right? You know, I'd like to think that the keys to success are speed and innovation. And we can all be responsible for our own speed, I guess, but how we innovate, you know, how we leverage that. And there's global innovation that's going on in this space that's really quite exciting. And it will change the face of recruitment, and it will change how we work. I personally am excited about that because I'm a relationship orientated person. So I'd like to think that humans will always crave human interactions, but how we sort of manage that flow of information and control that information and govern that information. There's some real interesting points around that. So watch this space.
Watch this space. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Hey, let's dial it back a bit and get back to the Dunedin and the Dan and Dunedin story. So clearly, as you said, you weren't born here, but you know, Dunedin as a location for your life and your organisation, what do you think it is that makes Dunedin so special for you to build your business?
I think it has to be the people, right? It's the people that are here, and that's we've got a really interesting ecosystem here. You know, the largest employer in town is the university, so that brings a huge amount of intelligence into the area. Yet also as a city, we service a really wide region, and we bring a lot of people in that have to be housed here to be looked after here, because this is the sort of urban seat of Otago. So there's a real mix of demographics, and there's a real mix of opportunities that fall out of that. I find us, because of our size, a really well-connected community. I didn't think that a recruitment company would really be needed here in the space that I've delivered recruitment solutions in the past, where we partner with businesses to find really particular people. Surely these businesses know those particular people, but actually they don't. And even if they do they have a real structured process around how they might get that person into their business? Have they tested the market thoroughly to ensure that that's the best person? And that's where we've fitted in and actually been able to add some value there. So I kind of feel like one of our core values at Platinum is that we're connected, and here we are in this really, really connected city, yet we're really connected as well. We're kind of seen and known to be a bit of a connection maker in town. We know people, and that works really, really well. I think the size of the city absolutely adds to that. That demographic piece adds to that. I think people, you know, we're a little bit isolated in some instances. Whether you're born here or you've moved here, you're typically here because you want to be here. You want to be here for a particular reason. Largely maybe family reasons, I'd suggest. You know, we're a very family orientated city, and that just drives more connection, drives us to be together and do good things. Not so dissimilar to this.
No, exactly. I suspect you would have brought some family over the years to experience New Zealand, and perhaps you've even had some settle. But tell thinking about Dunedin and these people that you're bringing in, something as simple as what's the place that you take them to that you think really speaks to Dunedin? What's that hotspot?
Orokonui.
Orokonui.
For me, it's just an absolute treasure. Really is. It's it's a fantastic place. You walk through those gates and you're transported 1,000 years back in time to hear the bird song throughout and be amongst that sort of native bush. It's just a beautiful spot. I think it's real magical.
Yeah. Blessed, aren't we?
And look, there's so many spots. I running a recruitment business, we bring people to Dunedin all the time, not just family, but people here for business. And we pride ourselves on giving them this sort of southern touch, really, where we'll pick them up from the airport, we'll give them a tiki tour around Dunedin, and we do various routes around town, just so kind of tailored to what they might want to see.
Nice.
We can have them on a beach with no footprints on in 15 minutes from the airport. We can. For 15 minutes from the city centre, we can have them in a place where it's pristine, no noise. It's a magical place.
I agree. And it's hard to pick your favourites, but where are you taking these people to eat?
I love the Octagon because it's the centre of town, right? So Vault 21 is always a good choice from that perspective, but I have to say I love Careys Bay.
Oh, nice.
Love Careys Bay.
Awesome.
Quick trip up that way, and it's just really cool to be able to go past the port as well, sort of see this vibrant hub of how many things and sometimes people enter into Dunedin. It's really quite cool, and then you've got this quaint old pub that does a mean feed.
Seafood basket. It's got to be done. Yeah, absolutely. What about a local event that you don't miss in your calendar if it's on, obviously, because COVID put pain to a few of them.
It did, but we're back into the swing of it now.
We are.
It would have to be the Ronald McDonald House charity evening, the supper club. I mean, it's just a great night, isn't it? Everyone is kind of there, really. It's a great charity. They do some awesome stuff. The Stonelakes are amazing people, and I just think it's a great opportunity for everyone to get together and really celebrate, and then we get to go to a random eatery, and you might go somewhere where you would never normally go, and be pleasantly surprised.
I know. Where have you been? What's been the highlight for you?
Oh, we've been kind of all over the show, so we've funny enough, we always end up going to the places that we know. So we'll end up going to Jizo, which is an amazing sushi joint, and then we'll end up going to Vault 21. I've already given Andre a plug, and Prohibition Smokehouse, another one of Andre's joints. So absolutely amazing spot though. But
we ended up one year on the Tiakina.
Oh, brilliant! On the boat.
Yeah.
Did you get your blankets?
We didn't need blankets. It was a stunning evening, and it was Sweet as a Nut, I think is the name of the courier.
Right.
The
caterer.
Courier. I hope I got that name right. It was such a great night. And we've been to 10 or 11 of them, but that one's a real highlight for me. No, I think the Stonelakes need a big shout out, and the business community for supporting that event. And the result we're going to see, which is actually going to be a house, Ronald McDonald House in Dunedin. How awesome.
It's phenomenal how many people have been through that charity, especially from here in Dunedin where they've gone to Christchurch or Auckland. I think there's a lot of Dunedin families that have needed to go elsewhere and have been through the system, and they do an awesome job. There's no questions asked. There's very limited bureaucracy around it. It's like you need it, you've got it. And to have a family typically come up on stage and share their story, immensely brave, very heartwarming, getting its issues out. But hey, it encourages you to spend a little bit of extra money, doesn't it?
It does, and record breaking every year. So carry on doing that.
Keep on doing that. But fantastic event. So anyone coming to Dunedin that likes a really good night out has to get a table at that. For sure.
One of the questions we wanted to ask, and it kind of speaks to a significant person or who's with us or has moved on, that I really like to ask. So if you could share a Speights or an OCHO hot chocolate with a Dunedin legend, who do you think that might be for you, Dan?
Would it be too cliche to go with Ben Smith?
No, it wouldn't be cliche.
I just, like, I am, we sponsored the Highlanders for a wee while, and I've bumped into Ben Smith a few times. You've seen him around town. He's an absolute legend, and yeah, I just think it would be really cool to sit down and have a beer with him. From what I hear, he's a really, humble guy, and he's doing a lot in the rugby community still. So I just think sit down with him and have a bit of a yarn. I think you'd get some good stories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good pick, absolutely. What's cooking in the future, actually? So summer plans?
Summer plans. So the joys of being in Dunedin, I've got a place in Naseby, and Naseby is my great escape. I absolutely love Naseby. It's 2 hours, not even 2 hours away. And so to get up there, that's where I go and unwind. So that'll be me over summer period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to get away up there.
That's great.
Can't wait.
And then recharge and reset.
Reset, and then it's 2024, and it's going to be a challenging year. It's going to be a challenging year. We've already started to see the effects of where we're at from an economy perspective. It's certainly not all doom and gloom. I think that through any of these sort of periods, much like technological change or whatever it might be, there's winners and losers through these things. And, you've got to, again, focus on those things around speed and innovation, make sure that you're at the forefront of it. And we're quick to make change where we need to make change. We innovate where we can innovate to improve situations. I'm very blessed that we've got a loyal client base, and they really like working with us. But much like everyone, we're going to have to work a little bit harder, work a little bit smarter in 2024.
Combined with maybe a little bit of self-care and taking care of our own wellness and the people around us, of course, and just being conscious of that burnout. We have been going hell for leather basically since early 2020, haven't we, to make through this extraordinary change that we've all experienced. So
I think as a business owner, you're always on the cusp of burnout, right? You got into business because you want to move fast. You want to hustle. And so that means you're always kind of riding this knife edge of getting stuff done, throwing yourself into things, but then throwing yourself in and suddenly going, oh my goodness, I am out my depth. To coin a phrase I heard years ago, no one likes swimming in the shallow end. So we're in the deep end, and every so often we're going to suddenly find ourselves flapping around a little bit. Maybe. So you've got to have good mechanisms to help you. I'm very lucky that I have a loving partner who's very good at supporting me in that way. She has to put up with a lot of my nonsense. Thanks, Erina. And I'll be the first to admit I'm not very good at self-care either, and I don't think we are. I don't think we were really raised with those strategies, and our strategies were probably more modelled on what our parents did, which would be have a drink. Very good at doing that, and I enjoy doing that. But it's quite cool to see our kids coming through now and actually be given other strategies. And I'm very conscious of giving my kids other ways of dealing with stress and anxiety and managing that in a more appropriate way than simply having a drink. I mean, they are 8 and 10, but the teenagers do a good job of avoiding it as well. So,
what message would you like to leave with the Dunedin store and the Dunedin community in general about Platinum Recruitment, about you, or anything else that you'd like to share?
It's probably the why I'm here. The why I'm here. I mentioned that I couldn't imagine raising my kids anywhere else. And genuinely couldn't imagine raising my kids anywhere else. I want my kids to have a future here in this city. I want them to be able to go and do an OE and come back and know that they can still carry on with their career or grow a career or forge a career here, start a business here, whatever it might be. Live a good life here in Dunedin. I think Dunedin has so much to offer so many people. And I want this to be my kids' forever home. I've travelled around and bounced around all over the place, and that's been fun and exciting. but I feel like this is my home. I feel connected here. I feel rooted here. And I want my kids to still have that in the future and yet still be able to have opportunities. So for me, that's about being part of and helping a vibrant city, a vibrant community, not just business, but everything else that goes with that.
Yeah.
And I think that stands us in good stead. And I think there's a lot of people around here, yourself included, that want to champion that. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Really good.
I think you're right, Dan. Bang on. So, look, to wrap up, where do people find Platinum?
So platinumrecruitment.co.nz is our website, and that's kind of our gateway, I guess, into our world. You'll find a fair chunk about us from that, but we're also on social media, so you can follow us on those platforms as well. LinkedIn is a big tool for us because we do sit in that business community, but we also try to support the other sort of social media platforms as well, just to make sure that we are covering everything so people know who we are and what we're doing. But fundamentally, if you're looking to find that next step in your career, feel free to reach out to one of the team. Being an advocate for this city, I guess on a wider level, if I'd always put my hand up to be able to support any venture that's looking to progress this city and progress opportunities. So hopefully people have got a little bit of knowledge about what I stand for now, and I'm keen to get involved and help.
Great. Thank you so much. Really good to spend a bit more time with you and understand a bit more about Platinum Recruitment. But of course, I'm very familiar, and I think Dunedin's really lucky to have you here.
Thanks, Bex. Appreciate that.